MbL has now done this 2 sets in a row, where he knows his opponent likes to play in a certain color. He never plays in orange himself, but he puts his own freaking color at orange, which blends in with the map. So I'm going to change his color to blue, and then I'm going to change Barles to red, just so it's easier for everything to see. But I think it's funny. He did that in the previous series as well. Welcome in, everybody. Play all 3 between MbL and Barles. At the moment, this is what the group looks like. The group is pretty close in the middle, and then you got Leary at the top and Lixen Rapard at the bottom. MbL after 2 rounds with 3 wins, and after 2 rounds it is Barles with 4. So MbL hoping to get the win here and pass Barles, maybe even pass Tato. Remember, first place in the group ends up going playoffs. Second place and first place in the group gets a bye into the quarterfinals in playoffs. And then the second and third place go into the round of 12 in the playoffs. And fourth place just simply is platinum again for the next season, which is not going to be enough for these talents. They're going to want more than that. And MbL might be considering, what? A barracks? Okay, so the dominating conversation on Dark Age in this map is people want to be out here to take all the hunt. And so MbL is going to add militia to just hold the middle, basically. We have a pause now. I'm hoping there's no bugs at play. Like, it'd be really bad if there was a bug right now. It could just be a pause for a hotkey. Not entirely sure, but this is not something I would have ever expected here. I've never seen anyone try and control the middle here with the militia. Admin's in chat saying there's no bugs. Okay, so I don't think the admin's going to be coming in and saying they need to restart this. I'm going to tab out for half a second just to make sure it's actually paused. It seems like it's actually paused. And yeah, MbL's typing now. And okay, we're back into it. Sorry. So yeah, Barles has so far not moved out to try and take this Rhino. There's always one Rhino that's fixed on the edge. So that's one easy one for the opponent to take. Some players have gotten incredibly greedy and tried to bring in 3 or 4 elephants. So I think that's what MbL's thinking is if he can have a militia out here, he could fully control this. And he's still patrolling his scout. So MbL just camping that. Barles has the scout around as well. Maybe waiting to see if this Rhino is ever going to move. And MbL's bringing in his board. This is delaying the lumber camp. Militia is out. It'll be 1. It'll be 2 militia for MbL. Barles still doesn't see any of this. Both players just lurking and waiting for the Rhino. I mean, Koreans is another thing we haven't really talked about yet. We can get into the SIB bonuses here. But right now, I really just need to know, will Barles even try and take this? Because when we produced the map, when we created the map and balanced it out, I just felt like this would be way too risky after a while. MbL's about to go crazy, though. Because I think he believes he has the militia to patrol this. And now he can bring in a new record. Chat, give me a number. Give me a prediction here. If he sees this one, that's 1, 2... Okay, 1. Depends the direction he goes. 2. Oh, boy. And will Barles ever see this? Let me check the vision for Barles. Okay, Barles is going to see it. Okay, it's just 2 so far for MbL. It looks like it would be 3. Barles sees this now. And clearly, the plan from Barles is to not take any risks against MbL. And now he will see it and he will try and block it. You cannot wall on this terrain. This terrain does not allow a de-aggro trick. And MbL's risk is... It's okay, I think. It's okay. The elephants are going to remain there. I don't know if the elephants will still aggro or if they'll go back, though. If the elephants start to go back, that's obviously horrible for MbL. His villager's very weak. He shoots the elephant again. But Barles still has the scout there. MbL will bring another villager. Is this worth it? Is this worth it? I just don't know. MbL will convince himself that maybe it is. And he will chase that scout away. This villager does survive, so that's a nice save from MbL. I guess you can always go back. If you go back the second time, you probably can get more of them. Oh, and now Barles came out with no loom. And the militia found him. And now Barles tries to get the quick wall, and the militia has followed. MbL had no clue that was happening. Maybe he knows now, but I don't think MbL actually knew the militia was following. All right, so MbL will have one additional elephant. He'll drop the lumber camp now. He is melee, so certainly have the timing advantage with this civ. He'll bring the next militia over to the rhino. Maybe Barles won't move out again. Barles will pull back and save his scout. And here comes MbL again. But he still sees... Man, it's unfortunate if he would have scouted this. He sees all of them. He still could get like 4 or 5, and it's really difficult for Barles to block now. So I would say if you're MbL, try and scout around and look for more. I think he's a little tunnel visioned here. He's not remembering that there should be some in this section. But chat, can we just look at the resources collected right now? Like, resources collected, Barles is way ahead because his villagers have actually been working. So sure, he doesn't have the food, but he could just farm for food. Oh my goodness, MbL, dude. He's going to come and take this one? Oh no. And now Barles is back? Oh, still is the militia, still has the scout. What is this path? Bro is going like backwards and now forward. Okay, all right. Well, here we go. MbL's hungry for some rhino. This is absolute chaos. He missed. They didn't fire. Okay, now there he goes. There he goes. All right, let's let him cook. He blocked himself. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. Will Barles consider coming back in again with this scout? Probably not. He's considering it, though. This would be 1,200 food underneath MbL's TC. Here comes the scout again. But MbL has the escort militia, and MbL has the scout, and MbL should be fine here. Barles is determined to try and block it, though. Barles is going to sacrifice the scout for this. Is it going to work? MbL's villager! Oh, the gate closed! The gate closed, but now the... No, now the rhinos. Now the rhinos. Oh, God, no. Now he attacked it with the scout, and now he's attacking with the militia. He loses a villager. He loses scout HP. The one rhino is going back. And now he's... Okay, he's got 2 rhinos. Oh, my God. Again, it's like, is it actually worth it? I think it's just smart play from Barles. Barles is like, no, go ahead. I'm just going to do my best to disrupt you. I'm going to have a smooth economy. Here comes MbL again. Actually, he got really lucky that the rhino that went back was the rhino that was here. If that would have been the rhino from the far south, it would have been so much worse. But now now he found this elephant. Guys, I want you to just remember this game, okay? Because there's going to be a lot more games for MbL. There's going to be a lot more games this season in this group. But no matter what happens, remember this game, okay? Because if MbL loses this game and this ends up looking like it was a poor move or an amazing move, either extreme, this win could make all the difference in the group. I swear it's going to come down to one game between MbL, Barles, and Tato in the playoff positions. But, you know, he's making it happen here. He's going to get what he wanted in the first place. Thankfully for him, he is melee. And melee have an easy way of recovering here. You'll end up having a guaranteed villager lead when advancing faster to the next stage. He's blocking away. He still has his scout. And MbL is getting the farm upgrades, so when he does eventually get farms, he will have quite the food eco. So, market and blacksmith for MbL. He won't be in Castle Age nearly as quick, but he now brings the elephants and rhinos underneath the TC. Feels like that was a lot of effort, but we were entertained. I think that's why people like MbL. He's a very entertaining player, for better or for worse. And Barles just... What did he have? The 2 boars and the water buffaloes, right? That was it for him. Oh, what that means is all his wood needs to be invested into the town centers and then the farms. He can't realistically add other things with his wood spend. He would drop a town center here. Thought MbL was maybe coming back for a second. It's just the scout and it's just the militia down here. But MbL's on the way up too. I think the scout for MbL is going to be extremely valuable. I think finding that Barles has the town center out here would be key. MbL 45 seconds away from Castle Age. Thank you, Faroth, for the 16 months. He says, shout out to my buddy Paul, second-class citizen watching on YouTube. Thanks, T90. Paul, I don't think that. I think you are a first-class citizen. But Faroth, thank you for the 16 months. Thank you, Nasho, for the 5 months. He says, some love for the AW2 community. Love your content. Hey, thank you. Here comes MbL again. Again. Man, we need an elephant counter on screen. All right, well, here he goes. He's dropping the town centers. Still, could make arguments. Maybe it's not worth it, but MbL clearly seems to think it is. People have speculated that MbL's name means Master Boar Lamer. It actually was his initials. But hey, I guess these are elephants, but he's dropping the town centers. He's bringing in 2 more Ellies. He's blocking. Barles still behind in villagers. But I think it'll be even here because Barles has the town centers pumping villagers right now, so. But for Barles, the eco is kind of at the limit right now. He's barely floating any resources. He's done a good job, but certainly not having some elephants has led to some downsides. And MbL will eat them now. This is made much easier because now you can just shoot the elephants with the TC and still eat the food, so. I think MbL needs to scout this. The food at the start is really fun and all, but I swear if he comes back for another one, I'm going to lose my mind. But, MbL. Bro, scout the golds and scout the stone on the map. That is so much more important than one more Rhino. Rhino is faster, so I don't really know what MbL was going to try there, but okay, Rhino got hungry. And, oh my god. He's now going to use his scout for the next one. I can't. I just can't. He's addicted to it, guys. He's addicted to the meat. Nope. Go back. It's actually very difficult when you're in Feudal Age and beyond to do that because your scout is so much faster. MbL needs to stop focusing on the elephants and the rhinos. And there's also a crocodile. Oh my god, this could be so bad. But no, like seriously, look at Barles. Barles is building an outpost here. Barles is building a barracks. Barles is thinking long-term on Zimbabwe. We need the stone and the gold locked down. MbL doesn't have any scouting and any vision over there. This area decides the rest of this game. MbL is good farming upgrades. Like at this point, farm, and scout the map normally. Will the crocodile actually start hunting the Ville? Because if it does, that makes it awkward. Ooh, it doesn't. Okay. Impressive though. We're laughing at it, but it's stubborn, but it's also really impressive from MbL that he hasn't lost more than one Ville to this, and that he's still producing out of all of his town centers. Dude's just having fun. But yeah, he needs to weave back and forth and bring these in. Over on his side, he is building a monastery, so thinking about the relics. He is also really heavy on stone, so I think his game plan is to play in towards a defensive castle. And what do I know? So much for giving up on this, but we've seen polar opposites. Barles has clearly not cared. And now Barles is bringing a Fire Lancer, and Barles will find MbL. We'll see MbL building the monastery there, and we'll see the town center. This will spark immediate action from Barles. Villagers will come forward. He knows MbL's on the stone and the gold, and he wants to deny it. MbL lost his Ville. Oh my god. And now the rhinos, and now the elephants are going back. And now he needs to block them with the scout to snag them. And now the other one's just going to go home. And now he's got... Oh, that's a weak one from earlier. That is a weak one from earlier. Careful, MbL. Remember it's weak. Please notice it's weak. He's getting tower rushed, guys. He is getting tower rushed. Okay, he won't lose the villager, but there's a tower coming up and his siege workshop, and his focus has been on the freaking food. This could be really bad. He does have enough stone for a castle. MbL has a decision to make right now. He scouted this, did not scout any of this. Crazy stubborn. And rocket carts are going to be on the way from Barles. MbL will drop a castle here. That's actually a good castle. It's a good castle because you're going to lose the north. We can question everything else that MbL has done or hasn't done. But it is going to be very bad to build a castle here. It would get denied. This would put some pressure on Barles. I think for Barles, you need a full stone wall here. Towers can be nice, but I actually prefer some walls as well, so Karambit Warriors can't get through. This game has been absolute chaos, folks. Peak AoE right now. MbL will drop his 4th town center. The thing about MbL is sometimes not having a game plan is his game plan, you know? He just goes full adaptation. He is one of the best players in the world, and when it comes to just adapting and chaos. You could argue he creates the chaos for himself sometimes, but whatever. I'm excited to see how the game goes from here. His castle's up. He'll be through. I think what he actually wants is a 2nd castle in the base for Barles, but his villagers are headed this way. There, he's just going to mine the stone. And the only eco deaths for MbL were to rhinos and elephants. There's been no eco damage dished out by Barles, but Barles has some really nice pressure here. Both economies are very close. Barles actually walls in his tower, and here comes MbL. The same villagers that were going to go there are now building a castle underneath a guard tower. I don't think MbL even knew the guard tower was there. I think he's looking over here, and I think Barles is too. That's not normally what you want to do, but to be honest, Barles didn't garrison right away because he was still attacking on this side. Maybe this castle goes up for MbL. Maybe you just force it down. Yeah, I think MbL just needs to complete this castle. And then good luck defending because he's going to get tower rushed. He will also run out of stone and gold. But that castle is looking risky. But I think it's actually going to complete. MbL is bringing more vills. Barles still moving around. Remember, Barles has a relic. But now the Karambit Warriors are going to be in. Barles is losing a lot of his food eco. And it's panic time for both players right now. In the back, Barles has lost some of his Fire Lancers to MbL's town center. So he has no support for the rocket carts, which means the Karambits can actually come back and clear this. The main TC from Barles is fully garrisoned. He's got vills around. He's not able to manage this, guys. And the Karambits are going to be in. Ooh, Barles walls in his vills. MbL deletes his own walls, though, so the Karambits can go chase down the rocket carts. And I think MbL can maybe clear this. It would have to be perfect micro from Barles. Oh, man. That's it. That's super good value for MbL. What is happening? MbL also has Karambit Warriors over here going for the raid. Barles is on the way to the Imperial Age, but MbL's got a nice villager lead. The double castle on the front has worked wonders. The Karambit raids as well are looking strong, and MbL is dropping a siege workshop. And he's just Karambit spam and castle drops right now. Now, Imp would be for Trebs. Anytime your opponent goes forward castle, you want Trebs as quickly as possible. So the logic for Barles is sound. But the problem is you don't really... Oh my god. Okay. I mean, I was just going to say you can't really place a defensive one without it getting rammed down. If you complete this, then you can take all of MbL's eco with your Trebs. All those town centers are rangeable. But yeah, Barles still has big problems at home. He's going to lose these vills. He'll lose the town center. Tower's going up. Does MbL not see this? I don't think MbL sees that. Like, those Karambits could come back in, and they're not. Barles will complete that castle. So this is a crazy scenario. It's probably a base trade of sorts, but the thing is, I think Karambits and Rams can also go back home. I don't know if MbL needs the Imperial Age. His eco is cooking big time. He still has found gold. He's ramming down the walls, and he's ramming down the towers. But yeah, castle's up. Good luck to MbL's economy. What a game. It's so crazy how different our top players are, right? Like, some are chaos, some are clean, some are defensive, some are offensive. Here, this is just complete chaos from MbL. Just pure vibes. And look at the adaptations as well. I mean, the skill to be able to expand all this eco outside of your base, understanding you're going to get trebbed is ridiculous. I do think that should send off some alarm bells for him, seeing Imperial Age. I like the hold here from Barles just to stop this ram push in its tracks. MbL needs his Rams and his Karambits to come back here for the Trebs now. And you could tell he's thinking about that. The Karambits are coming back home. He already has a Siege Workshop with Rams. That's the issue for Barles right now, is that Barles just... His Trebs can't be protected here. And he's going to try. He's dropping barracks here to protect them. I guess the plan is Fire Lancers, but... Don't really know how long his castle's going to stay up. And he's taken a lot of damage. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe MbL just comes over here for the town center. That's also a really good play. MbL just choo-choo! This is insane, dude. Karambits and Rams. It's really strong, guys. Everyone thinks about Imp with the melee. But full-on Karambits and Rams is really strong. It's not bad against Fire Lancers. Barles has gone Imp. MbL's invested into the military. Look at this. MbL will also bring villagers from somewhere to take the gold, take the stone. And then meanwhile, he's still being patient. He's still waiting with Rams. He has lost 2 town centers. But MbL with some big plays right now. The castle's on the front. Full queued with Karambit warriors. MbL 60 on food. 60. He's lost 2 town centers and he's got 60 on food. Barles just can't stop this. For every Ram and Karambit warrior he kills, there will be 3 more. And for every inch that he moves forward in the north, he's going to get pushed back a mile. MbL is just waiting for the killer blow, I think. Barles has no economy. He has no control anymore. MbL's just waiting to load these bad boys up. Twitch chat, especially because Smithy has just gifted more subs. If you could spam that horrible emote, which is actually kind of terrifying to look at, because we got some choo-choo incoming here from MbL. It's the Ram train. MbL, send a message to start the series and shift delete your walls. All of them. Just get rid of them all. That's what I would do in this scenario, because you need to delete a couple walls. Just delete them all. You don't need the walls to beat this guy. Still pushing on this side. Here he goes with the Rams. Choo-choo! Ram train, and there's no army for Barles. And Fire Lancers are solid, but they've been nerfed. They're not as good as they used to be. And I don't think they're a unit that's designed to be very good against this many Karambit warriors. How many times do Korean keeps not look strong in Imp? How many times does a fast Imperial Age with Trebuchets not look good? Not very frequently. Just a very MbL game to start the series. Confident. Even when making some decisions that maybe were questionable. But his push has never stopped. Yeah, you see his own walls are kind of laming him here. This is over. Barles does nothing. And Barles probably is just shell-shocked right now. MbL's 200 pop. He has 11 Rams in Castle H. He's taken the food down here. He's got the farms. He's got the gold. He has all the gold up here now. And, like, the second Barles does lose everything in the north, it all just comes to his base. MbL could probably go to Imperial Age now as well, let's be honest. What a game. What a crazy game. This is the reason MbL has so many fans. It can be frustrating sometimes to watch him play, because he can make some boneheaded decisions at times. But there's also not many players that you could predict would play this game like this. Ridiculous. So fun to watch. Barles is getting chemistry. Just a tiny detail in that the early start of that push, right when Barles hit Imp and he was defending this area, the university had gone down. So I think he wanted chemistry, but he lost his university and then kind of forgot about it. But guys, like, MbL has 9 Rams at home that are eventually going to make it forward right now. This is insane. And he'll be an Imp in 40 seconds. Barles will build a castle at the top. So that's maybe an advantage for him to make Trebs from up there. But the second the Rams and Karambits are upgraded, I mean, this just gets 10 times worse. Karambits are really cheap. They spam very quickly. What a great call from MbL to drop the castles here. This is what started it all. If he played like anybody else, he would have probably just built the castle up here and gone for the Imp timing. But nope, this was perfect. All right, Barles, let's look at this from your perspective. How you feeling, buddy? Well, he sees the Rams and the Karambits. That's only 3 of them. The other Rams... MbL has so many Rams, he forgot about them. The other Rams are way back here. They'll get there eventually. And Melee don't get Siege Ram, but Capt Ram is still a good boost. And then Elite Karambit Warrior comes in. And yeah, I mean, Barles is adding hand cannons now, which is a great call. Hand cannons shred the Karambits, but there's still not an easy answer to the Rams. So as the Karambits sacrifice themselves, the Rams are going to take down the entirety of the base. The towers will go down. The TCs will go down. This is just an absolute nightmare. And here come the rest of the Rams from MbL up the hill for the Trebuchet. We'll take the Trebuchet. We'll go for the castle. No military there for Barles. Still hoping to clear all of this. It's a Ram and infantry nightmare for Barles. He just cannot have any space or time to breathe. I don't even know if he knows about this. I think he's looking here. Micring the hand cannons and still fighting back the Rams because that's all he can do. Like, look at that tower. Do you think MbL thinks he can lose in this series? What is that? Tower underneath the enemy tower. But it can go up because the towers might end up going down. And MbL can research some of those upgrades here. And MbL can lose his Karambits and Rams 5 or 6 more times before this is ever a problem. Yeah, he'll take the north. The Karambit, there's 77 Karambit Warriors, guys, and GG. Damn, what a crazy game. Now, if you end up playing in the community tournament we're hosting later on, last time we had 330 people play of all ELO levels. We'll have the Tin League, we'll have the Sand League, we'll have the Mud League, we'll have lower ELO leagues. So think about it. If you ever play, do not do this. None of this. None of it. Don't try it. I guarantee you it's not going to bring a victory. Bringing in 8 elephants and rhinos and losing 2 of your villagers and, not paying attention to the stone and gold. I just don't think that is really what you should do. But the second MbL got pressured in the north, he just sent it. This castle was sick. The second castle was critical. And then Karambits and Rams were just amazing. He made 246 Karambit Warriors, 32 Rams, and he was an imp for like a minute or 2. It's not like this was a super long game where he was an imp forever. The game ended at 42 minutes, and he was an imp for 3. I mean, wow. And it's got to be frustrating for Barles because, again, from the meta point of view, you had the position on the map, you had the north, you gave yourself really good chances here, and then MbL was just able to do that. It wasn't a flex from MbL, it was legitimate play, but you probably leave that game just feeling a little rough about your chances. MbL's a big confidence player, so I think that win is going to give him a lot of confidence in the next games, and what a fun one. Barles has a home map now. We'll move into it. Sheesh, dude. Vietnamese for Barles. This is the second pick in the draft. And then Bohemians for MbL. Both these civs are fantastic late, but Vietnamese have a lot more early game bonuses to work with. I wanted to add the flags here. I'm wondering if MbL will stay in chaos mode here, because I think with the Bohemians, you probably don't have many bonuses that bail you out there. Like Melee advancing faster to the next stage means that your villager inefficiencies for the early stages, you just recover from anyways. Because you have a guaranteed villager lead due to that. So here, Bohemians, they do have some bonuses, like mining camp technologies are free and stuff, but like it's nothing compared to the Melee. And then Vietnamese, your eco technologies research faster. They're also cheaper. Vietnamese have better overall military options, I would say, for the early game. So I don't think MbL could just be YOLOing villagers forward. I actually think MbL needs to settle down, maybe opt for some walls, and just try and defend most of the game. If you can get to the Imperial Age with Bohemians, there's not many civs that can stop you. And it's just that Halbhoof needs a combination. These cannons here, they move faster with the unique tech, but also they have more HP and they do more damage. It's one of the strongest siege units in the game, but it takes a long time to get there. The map is Quarry. It's not Pokeball, despite what my chats will tell you. The middle obviously has the Quarry where there's the golds. The middle, of course, is very tough to hold on to, though. It's cracked terrain, so your buildings will take more damage. And then also it's at the bottom of a hill. So it's kind of double trouble there. So both bases are built up on the top of a hill. So it's very easy to defend if you can get the walls there. And then on the sides, you do have the reeds, which players sometimes forget about, but it's just 50 wood. So if you want to cut through there and attack around the outside, you definitely have that option. There's plenty of deer through the middle, and so far both players have just been pushing deer. So both players maybe just want to play towards a barracks. I think if you're pushing deer this quickly on this map with these civs, it's usually a barracks incoming. And then a couple militia. But it's also 4 berries on the map instead of the traditional 6 or 7. I think one of our maps even has 8. So you have less food there, and that's another reason why you might push in the extra deer. Berries are always on the front as well, so you'd be exposed against militia. It's another reason why we tend to see the early drush. Barracks comes up for Barles. Barracks will probably be up for MbL as well. But man, game 1 was sick. Thank you, Nutzi, for the 3 months with Prime. Thank you, Goonie Dact, with the Prime. Rabid Monkey, thank you for the Prime. Evelson, Purposeful Porpoises, thank you. Purposeful Porpoises, you missed the first set. Based on what you said, you really like it. I think MbL is expecting the militia from Barles. Drush stands for Dark Age Rush. I think some of the AoE2 acronyms can be a little bit confusing if you haven't heard them before, but basically what we're about to see is a Drush. And MbL is looking for that right now. Yeah, he'll see the militia. Now, very frequently I'll see MbL happily make that 3rd militia. The thing to remember here, though, with this build with the Vietnamese... Sorry, I thought he was Malay for a second. Oftentimes, it's not about the 2 militia killing anything. It's just about stopping the opponent from walling, and then you go feudal age behind it. So, I think there is a downside in making the 3rd militia. But MbL was later to the barracks, so it makes sense that he doesn't have the numbers yet, but he does see this. He is tracking this. Barles knows he's aware. But it's all about that really clean build order behind for Barles. Wouldn't be surprised to see him click up here after 2 more vills. That's the goal. You want to click up with 21 total vills after the 2 militia. And MbL's late with his militia. That's good micro, though. That's really good micro from MbL. He's getting downhill hits as well. Oh, man. Yeah, that's good. His scout is weak, though, and sometimes that scout is more valuable. But like I said, he added the 3rd militia, which is a very MbL thing to do. I think Barles is kind of laughing, though. He's like, my scout's more HP. Your militia aren't going to do anything. I'm on the way to feudal age. And MbL never found these sheep. Adds a couple farms. But MbL never has a clean early game. I feel like I've been saying for 10 years, if he can clean his early game, it would make such a big difference. But he's a go with the flow type of guy. Can be infuriating sometimes as a player. You're trying to improve and you have such clean early games compared to MbL, and then it's just he just wins anyways. He's able to hold on. I think for MbL, what he does a really good job of is he just commits big time. And for him, he makes a lot of military units in the game. So it wouldn't surprise me here to see him playing around at quite a few military units if the map is open. But he's walling up right now. There's more militia being added by Barles. MbL's scout will go down to the TC, which is a little rough. I don't know if he saw the additional militia here. He has to be walled up. If he's not walled up, the starting scout's strong enough from Barles to stop the wall, and the follow-up militia could be a problem. This looks dangerous for MbL. I mean, he's getting loom, so that's good. So his vills won't instantly die, but I don't think he can actually wall this. And Barles can get some free value. Yeah, remember, if that scout was the weak one, Barles wouldn't be able to do this. And Barles might just want to hold this open till he can bring the 3rd militia here. MbL's own militia are back. There's 2 more militia. There's actually 4 for Barles. Man-at-Arms is still 20 seconds away. All about the damage control for MbL right now. He drops the gate. He drops the palisade. The militias for Barles have to be careful. MbL adding more militia. This is so far from ideal, but MbL still hasn't lost villagers. Man-at-Arms is in for Barles. He'll take the fight. He'll clear up the militia. But is it enough to actually do much with? Maybe he can kill a Vill. Villager's pretty weak. I think he goes down. Yeah, MbL gets the quick wall. Villager dies anyways. And then there's a militia out here. And militia dies as well. What a start for Barles. What a start for Barles. The early drush completely derailed MbL's plans. MbL, he added too much in Dark Age. He delayed his Feudal Age. Super clean behind this for Barles. He is getting housed, it seems, but he's got the Archer follow-up. This is still open for MbL. I guess because Barles got housed, he's not ahead of Villager anymore. And MbL will fight it back. He knows the units are weak. Oh my god. Look how weak they all are. 3 HP. These guys, they would die to a slight breeze right now. Go, militia! Go! Go! You can do it, bro! You can do it! You can do it! I promise you can do it! You have the strength. Do you have the speed? Run! Get him! Get him! I should look elsewhere, but I don't want to. Get him! Go! Come on, pal. You can do it. No! Oh, man. That's sick for Barles. Yeah, Man-at-Arms are slightly faster, which is a little unrealistic because they do have heavier armor. You think they would be slower, but I guess they're stronger. And they'll just heal up inside the town center for now, so... Again, typical MbL fashion, though. He's not dead. He hasn't lost any vills. He can adapt from this. You look at the HP on his villagers, and they've certainly seen better days. Lots of weak vills around. But he has his own archer range. And maybe he can stabilize here. The blacksmith's already up, so he could get fletching soon. Doesn't feel like Barles is going to break in anytime soon. MbL will just keep pooling weak villagers to drop the house and the palisade a bit further. The tendency you have when you're the underdog is you try and do too much. Oh, MbL did lose one villager. Yeah, okay, yeah. You try and do too much, and you skip your eco. And not only is Barles just too good to make that mistake, but the Vietnamese are also too good because those eco upgrades are cheaper, so... I like how Barles has played this a lot. And he'll bring the Man-at-Arms out of retirement. They're up to 24 HP now. You only get so much sick time at this job. It's unfortunate. They're not healthy yet, but there's work to be done. I mean, micro is still so good from Barles in a tight choke point. Very easy to misclick here and click a house instead of the enemy army. And he snipes another archer. Barles has responded perfectly. MbL has to drop a tower. MbL's still super light on numbers. I'm not even sure about the tower. The villagers are really weak. It's MbL, so you'd expect him to just be able to hold. And yeah, he'll hold, he will. So, all right. But smart from Barles, so just reposition now. Try and pressure the left side. I think if MbL just plays tower and mangonel defense, he could be fairly happy here. About the sides. If you end up... oh, we had a dono on YouTube I need to read. But if you end up not seeing any army here from Barles, MbL should start to check the sides to see if this is getting cut. But as long as the army is always here, nothing's going to pop up in MbL's mind that makes him think that Barles will cut the sides. But you can always cut that. Yeah, we had Bobasaur on YouTube with the donation. $100 donut says, found you recently on YouTube. AoE was the first game I ever played when I was 3. All I need to do was POW, lol. Haven't touched the game for years. Thank you for bringing such different aspect of AoE to my life. Dude, thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. That's awesome. What is he talking? Sorry, POW? All I need to do was POW, lol. POW? POW? Prisoner of War? That can't be it, right? Is it a game? Guys, he's played the game when he was 3. He's not saying he's donating $100 is 3 years old. Maybe you can clarify that. But thank you so much. You're welcome. And yeah, it's really motivating to get so much support and have so many watching right now. Barles has gone POW so far. Oh, it was a cheat code. Oh, there's cheaters in our midst. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I use cheat codes as well. What was the POW cheat code? It was a cheat code to get the baby on the trike. Baby on the trike. Wow. I don't know that one. Was that an AoE 1 cheat code or was that an Age of Empires 2 cheat code? Yeah, I mean, the classic one for me was Cobra Car. MbL did build a tower here, and he will probably come over here with the scout to clear up the skirms. But Barles has had so much control in this game. Okay, it was AoE 1. Got it. Yeah, I didn't play that much AoE 1. That's sick, man. Thank you. That's fun. You know what my mom found when they were moving out of my childhood home? She was going through all these old boxes, and she found an Age of Empires manual. You know, like the physical, like, manual and stuff that they used to give you for games. And written in the back page in pen were all the cheat codes that my brother had found out from friends when he went to school at lunch. So they would go to lunch, and they'd be like, oh, dude, what cheat codes did you find out? And they would write it down in the book, and then he would take it home. And my mom found that. And I forget, actually. I think my mom was going to give it to me because, you know, Age of Empires is my job. I'm looking behind me to see if it's back there. I'm pretty sure my brother said, no, that's mine, and didn't let me have it. I forget. It's so funny. Like, my brother doesn't really play anymore, and I have all these Age of Empires things behind me for the stream. Like, Age of Empires is my life, and my brother was like, no, dude, that's my book. You're not getting that. MbL's just playing defense. And while he's been under pressure all game, he has not broken yet. He will check the sides now with the archers just to see if there's any cut. There's no cut there. Those archers will keep patrolling there. And he will go early university. His plan here is to get chemistry and go for a big army push, I think. A chemistry would unlock hand cannons. So I guess his thinking is maybe go hand cannons. Barles has 3 town centers. Barles has great eco upgrades. Barles is going to fly ahead in eco. But MbL's not that far behind in eco. Because he will have the 2nd town center. He will probably get some relics. And if MbL can play mangonels and hand cannons, that is a really difficult army for Barles to deal with. It's not like Barles has that much, right? If he starts to get pushed, this could get bad. Especially if he doesn't see this and... Oh my goodness, Barles. That was... He baited us there. I thought he was about to get destroyed. The fact that he stood there for so long and wasn't moving really made you think he wasn't paying attention. But he was. And now he falls back. But, you know, he never saw the university. Weirdly enough, though, if that mangonel fires and he sees the rocks are on fire, he then should know chemistry is in and how MbL will play it. Feels like a very caster thing to say, like the player wouldn't focus on that, but I think Barles is a player who should realize. Let's see if the mangonel fires. Watch this. Like, it's so important that that mangonel doesn't fire for MbL until he has the hand cannons. You don't want Barles to know. Because if Barles knows, I think he has to play guard tower defense on both sides of the front of his base. There goes the villager. Okay, there. Now you know. Now you know chemistry's in. No one would research chemistry and not make hand cannons, right? So now Barles has some thinking to do. Obviously, he wants imp. You could just wait for your own castle, but you're only at 200 stones. This could get dangerous. I still don't know if he noticed that chemistry was in, but once he sees hand cannons, he knows MbL will go for a big army play. Guys, I have a lot of faith in MbL to make it happen with big army plays. He doesn't seem to know that Barles is over here, but it is 3 hand cannons. It is 3 mangonels for MbL. And here comes the push, and now Barles will see the hand cannons. I think if he noticed that chemistry was in and knew what it meant a minute ago, there could have been a tower up here already. MbL lands some really big shots here. And his mangonel will be repaired. And Barles can't approach this. This is perfect micro from MbL. Actually, it's not. His hand cannons. Yeah, that's fine. First house will go down. Barles will panic here. But this is one of the toughest pushes to stop in Age of Empires. Hand cannons is an imp unit. This civ just happens to get it in Castle Age, right? And so skirms and crossbows can't do as well as they would because you're still in Castle Age. And also with the siege there, you also can't really defend from it easily. So yeah, guard tower, and Barles will drop another tower here. Barles is probably okay. But you just... There's always going to be areas MbL can pressure. And then if MbL can drop a castle as well, this can go to another level. And there's the castle foundation from MbL. Oh, man. Imagine playing up against MbL in a tournament. Still think it's winnable for Barles. He's got a big Vil lead. He needs to click imp. He needs a defensive castle, and he needs to be able to treb this down. He just needs to hold. Here come the Vils from MbL. This will be another all-in Castle Age game from MbL. When you research chemistry and make hand cannons, you're never making it to imp. So here he goes. Barles is on the way to imp. He has enough stone for a castle somewhere. And there's the castle from MbL. But MbL hasn't killed any eco this game. Barles is still defensive. He'll drop the castle behind. And MbL can't spam karambits and rams like he did the previous game. It would be Hussite wagons, which they're actually very strong, but it's nothing like karambits. It takes a lot more time to mass. They're not as mobile. I think Barles is somewhat okay here, but he's going to be under a lot of pressure. His houses are going down. His blacksmith will go down, so upgrades will be late. His town center will probably be shot down. His villagers on the farms are being killed off. He still doesn't have a lot of army. MbL has enough mangonels where maybe he could approach one tower. MbL knows he's on the clock here and that he needs to do damage, so he might just send it and go for the repairs. He's got the hill, too, so with the hill, you are dishing out some more damage here. Here come the Hussite wagons. Here come the rams. Barles just dropping more defensive towers. But his towers can only buy so much time here. MbL didn't know about the other tower. That tower got some kills. And Barles will have another tower behind. He's doing everything he can right now just to stay in this. I don't think he'll remember that he doesn't have his blacksmith. But MbL doesn't see the double tower. Remember, MbL has an economy to focus on as well. And that economy, it will take a lot of focus to balance out. So now he's gone for the pressure. Now he sees imp. And Barles can just make trebs. And he can't get to the trebs. Guard tower defense from Barles was perfect. So remember his blacksmith wasn't in. Or wasn't rebuilt. So he'll build that now. And MbL drop another castle. Oh, man. Yeah, Chuck, the Hussite wagons do block projectiles. So in theory, you could put some Hussite wagons in front of your mangonels there. It's just really hard to do that with all the other details you have to focus on in a game. I feel like this castle for MbL is a little bit redundant. But maybe it's just to buy time. You're essentially giving up these... You're building 2 castles and repairing them so you can get to Imperial Age, probably. This gives MbL time on this gold. Maybe just steal as much as possible. But Barles comes in with crossbows that he left in the middle. And he will get to the gold. MbL will never look there. Ooh, that's a nice detail from Barles. Okay, one of the castles is down for MbL. The next one's going to go down as well. Barles is losing a tower, but as he loses one, he'll just rebuild one. Again, the crossbows are still feasting on MbL's villagers in the middle, and he does not see that. And now MbL will go in with the Hussite wagons and the rams, hoping for the trebs, hoping to keep his castle up, but is it too late? I don't think the ram's going to be enough there. Yeah, Vils will fight it back. Vils will also repair. And pretty soon, MbL's castle will be down. This is looking rough, man. MbL down in age, down in villagers. Barles holding on. MbL drops a 3rd castle. And so much for Imp as well. He's just queuing more army. But I think Barles has just played it perfect this game. The entire game, he pressured MbL. MbL never really had the response. It's a good attempt from MbL to be aggressive and really send the pressure here. But Barles defended from it perfectly on his home map. That'll be the third castle down for MbL. No question. Yep, and pretty soon MbL will have no army as well. And now that Barles is an Imp with Vietnamese, he can just make Imp Skirm. And Imp Skirm can handle everything else. GG. Now, I think in early Castle Age, it was clear. MbL was going to eventually go for the big army play, but he needed to happen a little bit faster. Chemistry does take a really long time. And if we go back to the time that Barles ended up hitting Imp, just look at the setup, right? It was immediate town centers. Yeah, town centers come up immediately. Eco upgrades come in. Both the eco upgrades you want. You look at MbL's side of things, it's just all over the place, right? I think he was really expecting big pressure, which Barles didn't do. So he was dropping more and more towers. He was late with the town centers. He was late with the eco upgrades. And I think Barles showed a lot of patience this game. MbL made it very difficult to completely break him. But he just got the slight lead, and he ran with it economically. And then the towers, he had some rough moments, but he just stayed consistent. And very well played. I think him seeing those early hand cannons in the middle of the map was key there. Then he knew to go guard tower. But not everyone goes guard tower as quickly as he did, right? All of that's easier said than done. And 1-1. All right, so switching the colors. Hate that I have to do that every game, but you know the drill. And game number 2. So I got the civs right. Curious how we'll see it play out here on Valley. Win is really important right now because Barles and Tato live standings have 5 wins and MbL's at 4. If MbL wins this, MbL will then tie Tato and tie Barles. And it'll be Leary at 9 wins. It'll be Tato. It'll be Barles. It'll be MbL tied with 5. But this is exactly what I was saying, right? Like, we added all this hunt to the middle. And I was wondering if MbL would try and take advantage of it. Now, it is a little difficult to take. Obviously, there's endless food, but you're not actually able to build on this little sand terrain. Some players have brought up that if you could do that, it would make a big difference on if they would justify taking the middle or not. And, oh my god, Barles is trying to lame. Barles is trying to lame, and MbL didn't even notice it. MbL didn't even notice it. MbL! MbL! Oh, he just zoned out. He just zoned out. He had the scout right there. Barles takes a huge risk. And MbL will do everything he can to try and stop that boar. Oh, man. Oh, and the boar is stuck on the rabbit. The boar got stuck on the rabbit, which gave MbL a chance. MbL can block this. MbL is really good at this. Barles has to stay within the line of sight of that boar. I'll switch to Gaia Vision here. Look at Barles just wait. He's not moving. MbL's blocking. Oh, but now the... Wait, now the militia's here. And now the eagle has to leave, and now the boar gets stopped. Wow, what a moment that was. So that's not why MbL went militia. MbL went militia to go disrupt the eco. But he'll be happy he went for militia because it saves his boar. His boar is going to go back. This is a difficult build to go for, though. The early militia, the villagers in the middle. He's bringing in another boar. There's a lot of adaptations, and he needs to scout, and he needs to find where Barles has his eco set up. Now, Barles will know that MbL has vills in the middle, and Barles is blocking the boar to stop it from getting back to MbL's base. I don't know if that really does much, but that's what he's doing. But Barles saw the militia, so Barles shouldn't take any damage here. Barles will drop his own barracks, and he will go for his own militia. But MbL has no scouting on this yet, so he's like really hoping he can find where Barles is. Obviously, to attack, you really need to know where your enemy is. And that's the weakness of the strategy. And Barles goes and tries to take it again. Barles tries to take it again, and MbL de-aggroes it with a palisade. That is crazy. You have to build on the exact tile of the boar and hit it before the boar leaves to reset it. He didn't have the wood for a house, so it had to be a palisade wall. He might have even tried house initially, realized he didn't have the wood, had to palisade it. MbL in the clutch gets his boars. This has been ridiculous from both players so far. I mean, I really like what Barles attempted there. What happened to his eagle, though? Did he lose? Hold up. Let me go back. Oh, so the eagle just ran this way, and then I guess the villagers end up killing it. But yeah, really impressive still that he attempted that. And I still think there's plenty of benefits to this. MbL has certainly had a tough time. He still knows that MbL's in the middle, so his militia are coming forward. MbL's militia are a little weak, and his scout is super weak as well. So Barles is just playing safe at home. He's had most of his resources. It almost feels like he will add more than 2 militia. Because when the eagle's gone, well, now the scout's gone for MbL. Just wondering. You can see in the fog of war that the rabbits are dead, so you know that MbL is probably here. And Barles went to gold, so I thought maybe he would add a 3rd militia, but he hasn't done it yet. MbL also on the way to feudal age. Maybe we'll see more militia from him. Wild to me that MbL is going to take gold here, but I guess from MbL's perspective, the more you commit to defending here, the more you need to, like... Okay, let me back up. There's better ways to word this. Basically, if you take this gold and all the hunt here, 1 tower could lock it all down and defend it. So it's almost... You're more exposed, but it's easier to defend. Whereas if you take this gold is already pretty far forward. Could be questionable to defend this, the back of your base, and the front of your base at the same time. Yeah, so 1 tower could realistically defend it all, but the hunt won't stay there forever. I don't know. Personally, I really like the low-risk approach. And also, with Barles being the Mayans, I quite like his map as well. Back gold, back stone, nice wood lines. MbL's base is not the best. Let's be real. Forward berries, forward gold. But maybe MbL didn't have any time to even look at his map. I think he decided on the barracks very early, and here he comes with more militia. And MbL will hit feudal age. Barles will be shocked to be like, what? He's up? Barles knows exactly where the villagers are. Remember, you cannot build on that sand terrain. The militia are here. MbL will see this. MbL has a decision to make. MbL will have man-at-arms. MbL's on the berries. Barles has to react. He's trapped. He might have to delete the mill. And now MbL's Vil fighting back. Archer range is denied for now. Still Vil fighting back. Man-at-arms are on the berries. Barles is Vil fighting back. This is chaos. They both have killed Vils. Barles saves another villager. Barles will kill another villager. That's so good for Barles. That's so nice. And he didn't even need to invest. He kills another one. He didn't even need to invest into the man-at-arm upgrade. And now MbL's super desperate for another villager kill. And Barles will lose it. Okay. I mean, the positives for MbL, of course, is he's Persian. So his TC works faster. But his archer range being delayed is not so good. Mayans already start the game with the additional villagers, so Barles being up 4-2 with the eco KD is a huge one for him. We looked at the tournament history between these two, and MbL has won more often than not. But I was just saying, like, I feel like Barles is in really good shape. I feel like Barles might be a little bit more prepared. It's been pretty close from both, but MbL's certainly been a bit crazy today. And Barles will just chill at home with the archers. MbL's archer range finally completes, committing to another mill in the middle for the hunt. Also adding farms, also adding berries right now. But he sees the first archer. T90, super noob here. Why don't pros mine more often in the corner of the maps? The enemy won't expect that, and if so, the enemy will lure away the rest from your eco. You mean like this? Well, you have to factor in walking time, right? So sure, your villagers might be more safe, but in the time it takes for them to get there, they weren't collecting resources, which means you're guaranteed to be behind. So it's a guarantee you're going to be behind versus your opponent, and there's no guarantee you end up killing their villagers anyways if they defend. So it's like, that's essentially the reasoning. And obviously, if you are found, you're then more exposed, and there's no way you can save them. So there's that fact as well. MbL has had a minute and a half of town center idle time this game, guys. It's a really long time. And Barles has farms for food. He doesn't really need the berries, and Barles will go out for a counterattack. But maybe Barles needs to stay at home. He reacts. He'll see MbL on the front. But look at this wall off for Barles. The T90, what's your opinion on the board de-aggro thing with the building foundation? Are you a fan of it? Yeah, I don't see anything with it. It's a skill element of the game. It's a really difficult thing to do. Removing that would be horrible, in my opinion. I think it's awesome. And that was a heads-up play from MbL to give him a chance to rush with fast feudal. But he was in feudal age faster, and he still hasn't really found much reward for it, guys. And he's just running into walls and running into skirmishers over here, and now the counterattack from Barles. MbL's in trouble. He's got Vils in the middle. He consistently needs to defend. His gold now that he committed to here is exposed. He has to tower the back because he has no army. It feels like MbL is just stuck. So difficult for him to ever do damage. So easy for Barles to do damage. Just all, I think, stems from their economic approach. Barles with the early lumber camp. It paid off for him, and Barles didn't take any risks with his villagers. You almost need... Because if this continues as is, you're just going to spend the rest of the game chasing this army from Barles. And Barles is just going to go Castle Age. So you almost need some crazy... Yeah, and now MbL's at least realizing. I don't know if it will work, but he knows he needs to break Barles. So he's adding more man-at-arms. I don't hate that. I think man-at-arms with arson and skirmishers just to pressure this way could maybe be the play. Barles still looping around the back. And there's villagers on stone back there, which he can find. And yeah, MbL's still microing on the front. He's bringing the Vils. MbL needs that stone. His game plan here is a forward tower. He's got 13 stone in their hands. That's not enough for a tower. Again, Barles just hits the right spots. MbL's got the food in the middle, but everything else is just so awkward for him. And he'd have to bring skirms all the way home. Forward archer range. It's brutal to get skirmishers back. I think you honestly just fight it back with Vils. I don't know what else you try. Yeah, now he goes for a forward lumber camp, which is obviously not what he wanted. Guys, this game is massive. I said remember game number 1 because I was implying there that if MbL made mistakes, he would look back and regret it. This is the game to remember. If Barles wins this, he's ahead of Tato with 1 win, and he's ahead of MbL with 2 wins in the group. That means Barles, he's still going to have some hard work, of course, but they're feeling pretty comfortable. And MbL back on stone. Now he can go for the tower. Here come the villagers, but clock's ticking, right? And that's a tower to deny a couple farms there. Barles is completely fine with that. Barles will drop his own tower. Barles is actually mining a little bit of stone in the back, too. So he might still have enough stone to go for the second town center. Barles saw that stone 3 minutes ago. So this is not the first trip that Villager's been making. I think he knows that he'll need the tower at some point. It just seems so tough for MbL. Yeah, Eagle and Archers will find a villager kill here. He just went too YOLO, guys. Just went too crazy. Persians are more than fine to play at home. Like, sure, his map looks really bad right now, but he full committed everything to the middle. The gold to the middle, the Vils to the middle. And he's just been picked apart. He's simply been picked apart. Man-at-Arm goes down in the middle. Archers will go this way. The Drush from MbL didn't do any damage to Barles because Barles knew it was incoming, and Barles' Drush did damage. Remember, MbL invested into Man-at-Arms. Barles never did, and Barles still had those 4 Vil kills. And now MbL's like super stabilized mode, super hold on mode. It's looking unlikely, but he'll try everything he can. But the army's coming this way from Barles. He'll rush down this tower as well, potentially. Also has this army moving back in MbL's base. MbL is going back to defend that. And MbL can't complete the second tower, and Barles is just playing perfect. He'll chase the villagers down. MbL, the army he just had going home, is going to be pulled out of position, so this army can move forward. And Barles is building the second town center behind it. And GG, Barles wins 2-1. I think this is just an example of MbL from the jump decided, let's go crazy. And it just didn't pay off. Barles played chill. He played defensive. And well played from him. Barles will love that result. Damn, great game. And so both games an example of Barles having a better early game, right? The previous game, it was all Barles in the early, the mid game. MbL tried to have the chaotic comeback and it didn't work. And then here as well, the game didn't go on as long, but he would have needed the chaos to actually do something for him.